It's a weird tasty one.
So the American wasn't quite so good.
It's not bad, but it's really citrusy. It tastes a bit orangey.
This is why I picked it.
I'm just not used to it, I think, is the...
I don't know what to start with.
I'd go for a cuboid. Just because I like saying cuboid. And that's... Oh, wait, that's a really strong one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for a cuboid.
Fair enough. Hello, and welcome to Drinky Talky thingy number 128.
The fuck have you given me?
We are drinking beers from the HardKnott Brewery here in the UK. It's a little microbrewery from the Lake District. Gow is drinking a bottle of Continuum.
Yeah, that is strong.
That's strong. And I'm about to pour a bottle of Cuboid, which is an 8.0% ale.
Paddy's going to be pissed. So, you started this off with World of Warcraft and Blizzard, which is all your...
Pick one of the other stories then.
Okay,
It's a very MMO heavy week.
How about we go on to the Xbox?
Go on.
Everyone knows about the Xbox. So, the Xbox One, they've done an unboxing video with Major Nelson.
And answered the only question I had left.
How big is the Kinect?
No. I knew the Kinect
Does
was
it come with a sticker? Was that your question?
Yes, because I want to stick Xbox stickers on everybody's Mac.
I
think that would be the ultimate insult, to put Xbox stickers on Macs.
Yeah, there was three things that came out of this unboxing, weren't they? There was, first of all, free sticker, which every single Sony fanboy went, yay, a sticker.
And every Apple fanboy went, oh,
a sticker!
They joined us! I have a pile of fucking Apple stickers somewhere.
I've never once used one. I think I've stuck one to someone who I didn't like, but that's about it.
I think I stuck one on somebody's Dell laptop.
Yeah, I think I put one on my Toshiba, actually. But I think I did it... Oh, no, I was going to sound hipster. I did it ironically. Well, it was a
hipster.
It was a brick. It needed one. But either way, it comes with a sticker.
To be fair, by the end of it, your laptop was being held together by duct tape.
Yeah, I sold that, you know.
What the fuck about that?
Shh, someone I work with. They're not watching this, it's fine. So it comes with a sticker, so that's point number one. Job done. Yeah, that was my face as well. Strong.
That's nice.
It also comes with a Kinect as big as your face.
Yeah, the thing.
It's huge. But in Microsoft's defense, the original Kinect was supposed to have hardware in there that actually did processing to take the load off of the Xbox. They couldn't do it for cost reasons.
And this one does.
This one, by the looks of it, has the hardware inside, so it can actually do all of its processing itself. Doesn't take any of your system away, and kind of justifies why they bundled it with the system. They had to make it a success because if they sold it for $100 and something,
no one would buy it.
No one would buy it. And the last point is that power brick.
The power brick?
Yeah.
It's got a power brick. What the fuck? Have you seen the size of the thing? You're telling me that Sony can make a console miles smaller and not require...
Yeah. It's much thinner, doesn't have a power brick. I'm genuinely a bit perplexed with this one because all I can think is all the extra hardware they've put in to do the video processing. But then I thought a Hoppage TV card in a PC is like what? That big?
Yeah.
But that thick?
PCIe now, aren't they? So
yeah, they're tiny. They don't need that much space. So I'm at a loss as to how they've managed to make a big console with nothing in it. But
good. I can only think...
When I fix it, rip one apart, we'll figure it out.
No.
There'll be kittens in there.
No. Yeah, I think I know what it'll be. It'll be trying to avoid the RROD.
Yeah.
They'll be trying to avoid the red ring. That thing will be stacked to the gills with fucking heat sinks.
There'll be fans and heat sinks everywhere. Yeah. What we'll find out when you actually get one is the entire thing is made of metal.
Yeah.
The entire thing will be a heat sink. I think that's wishful thinking.
The other thing that they did that kind of hinted at the fact that it's a touch screen on-off button.
Yeah. So it's touch sensitive on and off, which, to be fair, loads of people have done it. It's nothing big.
No,
I find it.
I think it's more of a problem than anybody. Because I've got two monitors here, One has a physical power button, one has a touch-sensitive power button. And
Do you get pissed off with the touch-sensitive one?
Well, I just don't turn either of them off anymore because it's just easier. But yeah, the touch-sensitive one pisses me off.
Yeah. I had an old TV that I'd end up stroking until it came on because half the time it just wouldn't work.
Yeah. Giving me a physical fucking button. There's no harm in giving me a physical button.
No, but it looks cooler if you don't have a button.
I don't give a shit.
All right. Oh, and there's the DVR features.
DVR.
And Skype.
Yeah, this was the other bit of news. Yeah, what classifies as Xbox One Live, and it turns out that the wonderful DVR recording capabilities that they've been selling themselves on. No,
you can't get.
No, not unless you're Xbox Live. Then again, anybody who here's the other side of it. Anybody who's going to be interested really in doing any DVR type stuff with their Xbox.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a subscriber.
It's probably going to be a multiplayer person, and it's probably already going to be a subscriber.
But it's Skype.
But it's the fact that that's the one that's the problem. So the DVR feature, it's an annoyance, but you're probably going to have the system. You're going to have live if you're going to do any recording. But the fact that putting Skype behind that and Netflix
there's no reason.
And any TV service, that's just complete and utter bollocks.
I am pretty sure that's what helped Sony win the latter end of this generation of consoles, because they gave that stuff away for free. And let's be honest, some people do just want to stream Netflix.
Yeah.
They do just want to stream, and if they want a console to do that but don't necessarily want to go online with it,
yeah,
you're going to go PlayStation every time. I can't believe they haven't learned that lesson.
Well, that's it. The reason I bought the Wii U, and I thought, I'll get rid of my Wii. And then I thought, no, I'll keep the Wii because it can do Netflix and I can stick that upstairs.
Exactly.
And I'm now selling my 360. It's gone. 2 weeks' time. Gone.
One of my mates is actually resorting to selling one of his.
Why does he have more than one?
Yeah, this is what I asked. He's got, I think he said 3 in the end. He had one. His girlfriend had one. They moved in. They then had 2, and then they got another one for another room. I think that's what he said. I think it might just be they've got 2.
Yeah.
But either way, he's selling one.
I could understand 2, because then you've got one in the living room, one upstairs.
And all credit to him, he has a pre-order of the PS4 and the Xbox. I think what he said is depending on how things.
Depending on how it plays out, he's going to drop one at the end. I mean, I'm not going to lie. Somewhere along the line, I'm going to have both.
Yeah.
Because it's just me.
Yeah, but it's expensive to have both from the start.
Yeah, it's not going to be both at long. Really. There was no way that was going to happen. Yeah. On this whole DVR thing, now we've picked on Skype, so yeah, you don't put Skype behind a paywall.
No. Any free internet service you don't put behind a paywall.
Exactly.
And that is just the be-all and end-all of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I say any free. Any internet service that you can get on any internet-connected device. Hell, even TVs have Skype built in.
Yeah.
Now. You should never put it behind a paywall, but they've done it, and hell, they own Skype. They can do what they want.
See, this is where it gets even more fun. Is the fact that you can do it on any internet device, and I'd like to see somehow them get Skype onto. Somebody will use the PS4 browser and get Skype running. I can guarantee it. Somehow, because it's MSN now. And it's the same service. So there used to be the web-based MSNs. So do they still connect to the Skype service? Because if they do,
they might be able to.
But what's better is, now, a lot of sites are selling this as Sony PR doing a blinding job. But it's not. It's not one person. What happened is the DVR news came out and people were going, well, Microsoft are doing this because, well, Microsoft.
Yeah.
We knew this was coming, but still it's arrived and we're confused by it.
The meme I saw when they posted the breakdown and everything, unboxing, somebody just put, Xbox One, come to the sticker. Your move, Sony. that kind of sums it up. It's come to the point now where every time Microsoft do or say something, everyone looks to Sony just to go, oh yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
Because Microsoft are on the back foot, so they're playing catch up, and Sony are just sat back. They're not doing clever marketing.
Sony aren't doing any marketing. They aren't doing any PR. It's Microsoft are doing it all for them. Because when this was announced, somebody tweeted. I can't remember who it was. He tweeted. It was one of the higher ups at Sony. I'm quickly going to load the story.
Is his name Yosp or something on Twitter?
Shuhei Yoshida, Yosp on Twitter, yes. And just basically asked the question, will you need PlayStation... Will you need PlayStation Plus to do the DVR recording on the PlayStation 4? And the president of the Worldwide Studio responded with the very simple answer, no.
Two letters, that was it.
2 letters, no, I don't understand, just basically no. And the speed with which he responded, basically, you could read into that, no, that would be fucking retarded.
Well, the thing is, Twitter is all about getting your communication short.
Yeah.
I feel like they went a bit too short this time. Either that or he's biting his tongue.
Yeah.
No, that would be... But they're not petty. They're not going to pick on Microsoft like that.
No, they don't have to. It really would. It would be kicking a wounded animal while it was rolling around on the floor.
Yeah, it's funny though, isn't it?
But that's the ridiculous thing. It's...
Never mind. Do you want to just go on to MMOs?
Well,
It's going to be a short one this week either way.
Well, yeah, because there was not a lot of news. Or if there was, I didn't see it. Because my RSS feeds all went down for a few days.
We've had technical difficulties.
Technical
this week,
difficulties. Yeah. And Gao was Gao.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to the news. In my defence, I have had the most god-awful week. I got dumped with a shed load of work, turned up to work on Wednesday. Sorry, there's 2 of us that work in my role, pretty much.
Yeah.
One of them, the other person, went on holiday on Tuesday night, so wasn't in Wednesday onwards. I turned up Wednesday morning, booted up my laptop, and the screen was dead. So I've had 2 people's work.
Yeah.
And no functioning screen.
Well done.
It's been good fun.
Did it not work with the external then?
Yeah, but my only external is I think it's a 19-inch widescreen. And you know when the resolution's that low that all the text's a bit blurred?
Yeah.
It's not good. It's really not. It's horrible. I despise it. And I have to work on a virtual machine, so usually I have 2 windows open for doing that, and that's all gone wrong. And then I had to talk to IT, and IT were telling me, they're going to have to replace the screen. And if you move things quick enough, you can see it just behind the screen. It is working, but there's no backlight. And I just got angry and pretty much spat my dummy out. So, good week. That's why I didn't listen to the news.
I'm sorry, I managed to check out the news and I had to suffer a fucking Ronan Keating concert.
Damn it, you got it in before I did. Paddy went to go see Ronan Keating. If you don't know who that is, Google it and then send him insults.
No.
It's an apt response. There's nothing wrong with insulting if you're going to see Ronan Keating. Then again, I can sympathise because I've seen Take That. Pretty much a similar situation, but
yeah,
it's not good. Not good.
MMO news: Civilizations. They are making a proper Civ MMO.
Wow, that's going to destroy lives.
Yeah, Civ already.
Civ 5 alone destroys people.
Exactly. This is good news.
Jesus Christ. Good news.
Well,
people will die, Paddy.
Yeah, but there's a chance that Civ MMO could save me from what's got to come up next.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
I've got to keep something on the way.
Basically, Paddy needs a plethora of awesome games to take him away from what we're about to talk about. We should put in a break. I'll definitely come back.
No, we'll jump on to the other MMO stories first. So Civ MMO is coming. It's been made by 2K and XL Games. You play as an individual unit in one of 4 different cultures. It'll be procedurally generated world map.
CryEngine, so decent looking. And
it's going to be interesting. It wasn't the only MMO announced this week as well, which is weird. Not that it wasn't the only MMO besides the other one that was announced this week.
It's only planned for South Korea.
That won't last long. It'll get over here without.
If it's successful there, chances are it'll come across.
Dead Island announced a MOBA.
All right. Wait, Dead Island.
Yeah. I don't know much more about it.
Deep Silver, that one.
Deep
right?
Silver. Dead Island.
I shouldn't pull that face, but They're not experienced in mobbers. We went through this. They make shiny games.
Yeah.
Slightly too smooth and something not quite right.
Have you not seen your average mobber? There's a lot of shiny and a lot of very smooth.
Ah, fair enough. I remember one where you reviewed it and you didn't... Was it Bloodlines? You didn't look fondly upon it. Either way, that was my first introduction to Mobber, and I thought, wow, that sounds appalling. And then League of Legends and Heroes of Nerith, was that one as well?
It wasn't Bloodline Champions because I like Bloodline Champions.
Ah, must be another one.
Because that's the Funcom one.
That one. It was just one with loads of blood, and it was basically somebody quickly put together bits.
Yeah.
I went, yeah, Mobber! Which I worry.
Yeah.
How can you even do a Dead Island Mobber?
I don't know. I didn't keep the story. I don't have the link. I can't give you any details. I just remember the story being there.
Right.
And
I've just got two zombies going, walking into each other because they're not really aggressive towards each other.
No.
At that point, all you've got is people, and people really you'd think would kind of go, "Hey mate, there's zombies there. Should we kill them?"
That was the other zombie room. The zombie story. A Left 4 Dead 3 site popped up this week.
There's somebody also took a picture
Of
hey, look at this, me with news. Somebody took a picture whilst in Valve headquarters, and you could see on there it said they'd updated Source 2 and Left 4 Dead 3, and people are like, whoa! First of all, Left 4 Dead 3 because we all kind of wanted it, but and then now they know it's built on Source 2, and if Source 2's built or well on its way, people are going to start going, oh, Half-Life 3.
Source 2 has been in development for quite some time. Everybody's known about it for quite some time. Valve have pretty much admitted it's nearly done.
Yeah. You know what I want to see? I want to see G-Man appearing randomly in Source games. Because I didn't know this. Mm-hmm. And I may be stupid for not knowing this, but apparently it's quite common for people to miss it. All throughout Half-Life 2 and Half-Life, G-Man just appears randomly. But he's hidden, like off in the distance, and I had no idea. At one point, he hands a rocket launcher to someone and walks off, then they hand it to you. And this is all throughout Half-Life. I have not noticed this at all. I've seen screenshots, and literally, he's just stood off in the distance looking at you. And then you look away, look back, and he's gone. So he's clearly crafting the universe around you and kind of guiding you through. So it is... But I'd not seen any of this. I'm guessing from that face, neither's Paddy. I had no idea this was a thing. I had no idea he was there.
I think we may have just found my next Let's Play. I'm going to have to play it.
Try and find the G-Mans. He's apparently just crops up randomly. Freaks you out a bit and then disappears. But either I was too into the game and I didn't notice, or I don't know. But I missed every single one. So there you go, something for you to find next time you play Half-Life.
So anyway,
I'm glad I'm not alone. I thought you were going to go, you fucking idiot. Of course he's there everywhere. That's the point. But
no, but I did find website Shapeways. Have you seen Shapeways yet?
No.
It's a shop that sells custom printed 3D things.
All right. So
you could buy... People can make models, put them on Shapeways and flog them.
So I could print the G-Man and hide him all over your house?
Yes.
Nice.
But somebody's already also modelled dog holding a companion cube.
Yeah, dog. I think dog's actually my favourite character.
Exactly.
Which is weird because it's a robot that thinks it's a dog.
Yeah, but this is 3D printed out of coloured sandstone. So it's perfectly smooth coloured.
Yeah.
and looks spectacular. I'll show you it during the break.
Right.
Because the same guy's also modelled all of the Final Fantasy VII characters in the pixelated, blocky PlayStation
how
style.
They look.
And you can buy them, a full set of them.
Nice.
And
anyway, we're going off track a bit here, aren't we?
Yeah. World of Warcraft, Activision, Blizzard. Let's get them out of the way.
Go on then.
Yeah.
You mentioned Blizzard, you mentioned World of Warcraft, I'm pretty much out.
Oh no, you'll like the end. World of Warcraft, the first story is the fact that they finally realised they're killing some servers slowly. Now, a great thing about having a game that had 12 million players is that you need hundreds of servers. And when you drop down to 7 million players, you don't need so many servers. There's a lot of servers that are basically uninhabited.
And obviously for anyone on those servers, it's boring as...
Well, life gets bad because an MMO is designed around millions of players and lots of interactivity. So auction houses and raids and dungeons have all...
Sounds depressing, doesn't it?
Have all just basically gone by the wayside.
I've got a thought now of somebody kind of putting something up for auction and coming back a day later. No bids.
Yeah.
Hello?
And that's what's happening on many servers, including the one I play on. The one I play on is one of the worst populated servers in the entire of the EU server set. It's just a bad choice.
Do you ever think maybe it's because of you?
No, because I don't play often enough.
I'm
part of the problem, not part of the solution.
I'm sure there's someone there that actually logs in and thinks, why is everyone leaving? Hey guys! Guys, come back! Oh! Sorry!
No, me and my main characters in the guild, I've forgotten one. Stardust. That's the guild at the minute. And my spare characters in my original guild that I created back when the game was launched. The cheese slices.
Guild.
But anyway.
I wouldn't mind. I remember I was a part of a clan. I never paid any attention to the name, and they were called the Exploited. Which sounds like some kind of sex worker. But I never realised at the time. It was only in hindsight. I thought, the Exploited... Why am I exploited? What's going on? I don't think people think the name's true when they come up with them.
In order to try and fix this problem of the unpopulated servers, they've come up with a new idea. Now, previously, what happened in MMOs is when servers started to basically get unpopulated, they merged them together, turned two servers into one server, and moved all the characters onto that one server. And that's great, if you plan on infinitely doing that. And it works. But then you've got the problem of character names. Because if somebody's named this on this server and somebody's named this on this server, whichever one gets to log on first gets to keep his name. The other guy then is forced into a name change.
Yeah, which nobody likes.
Which is not fair.
You build a relationship with your character, don't you?
Yeah, well,
maybe. not an exploited type relationship.
my characters are Evangelis, Tokagero, DGamer, and FP Warlock.
Ah. That was GAU87.
Yeah. But in order to solve this, they've come up with a new way of doing it. And this is what they're calling connected servers. And basically all they're going to do is link, rather than actually link the servers, they're going to link the auction houses, battlegrounds, raids, dungeons, and chat channels.
Quite an intelligent way of doing it then.
Of the servers. So they'll become shared community servers. There'll be certain zones where the players will actually populate the same zone. So there's cross-realm zones already. That's already been trialled, and now it'll just become... Basically, they're going to digitally merge all those servers without actually physically merging the databases at a level that will cause any impact to the players. So players will be able to be in on different realms and join the same guild.
Nice. This is the one thing that I never understood about MMOs. I assume you get to pick your server.
Yes.
Cool. Because I just had this idea that everyone would kind of start a guild over there and say I wanted to join that guild.
Yeah.
Server full. I'm guessing that doesn't happen.
It does, but not
Unlikely,
often.
Yeah.
It's not often.
Again, I'm used to FPS.
And usually you join the server and then find your guild, rather than joining a server because of a guild.
I was just thinking around the principle of, come play this game, you can join my guild type.
That does happen. So if your friends are playing, you'll obviously join the server that they're on, and it's very rare in an MMO server to be locked down.
Yeah.
At most, you'll see a login queue.
Right, fair enough. You can tell I don't play MMOs. I mean, they confuse me to any end. But
well, I'm set to confuse you even more, because in Mr. Pandaria, they added the Pandaren race, and they're neutral when they start. They go through the starting zone, and then they pick their faction.
Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
And it's great. So once they pick their faction, they're part of that faction, and they can't talk to the other side. So when they become Alliance, they can't talk to Horde, and when they come Horde...
Right.
Somebody has managed to do something. I love people that do this. This is the reason this story's in here, because I love people that make their own challenges out of a game. Like me at the minute playing Warcraft first person, and I've done it in the past where I'm only allowed to use white coloured items. This guy has set his challenge to get beyond level 10 without picking a faction, and he's done it. He's managed to get to level 60 without picking a faction. Instead of picking a faction, he went and picked flowers.
It sounds much better if you just leave it at that.
So he took up herbalism and, I think, mining in the starting zone. Which meant that when he got to the end of all the quests in the starting zone, he just went round and kept doing herbalism.
Kept mining, kept picking flowers.
Kept mining, kept picking flowers, just did herbalism, and because Blizzard added experience gain to herbalism and mining...
I'm guessing this must be a minute amount.
It's a minute amount. It's, I think... Because it's percented on the herbalism skills, so
right.
He'll have only been getting a couple of hundred XP per flower, and he's got to level 60.
So he's done the ultimate grind, basically.
Yeah,
but what?
Basically, he has done the South Park pig hunt.
But how does this benefit him in any way?
He can now talk to both factions. That's just...
I'll say it again. How does this benefit him in any way?
He's got known for being the person that did it. It's not about what it gains him. It's about the challenge. It's about being the person. Like there are several pacifists out there in World of Warcraft that have got to the max level without ever killing anything.
Well, technically, I'm guessing he's probably close.
Well, he'll have done the first few quests and killed some things, but he could have done it. Wow. There is a character, and I can't remember whether it's an American or a European character that's got to the end of the game, got to max level, and only killed one thing in the entire game, and that was because he didn't get a choice.
He had to.
No, that's because it killed itself and it counted.
What? I'm confused. How? So he walked up to it and it went, "Howdy, catty."
Pretty much. He was talking to it and the character died, so therefore
nice.
It counted as a kill for him.
How gutted would you be?
Yeah.
I won't kind of think. Level 1.
And then there are the people that take the Iron Man challenge and play hardcore mode. So when a character dies, they die. That's it. They delete the character and start again.
I find that amazing that people have that kind of dedication to a game. I can play an FPS, but I suppose it's different. Everyone knows FPS players fit the stereotype. We get distracted by everything.
Yeah.
And I suppose it's the same for MMOs. You kind of fit the stereotype.
Yeah.
You will grind through pretty much anything.
Last story before the song then, sticking with Activision Blizzard. One of the shareholders is taking them to court. It's
a weird story, this one, though.
It's going to get bounced out of court very rapidly. It's not...
Yeah.
But basically he's claiming that the recent independence of Activision from Vivendi is actually not in the best interests of the company.
Yeah. Well, all it does is give Bobby Kotick more power and a bit of a reward.
Yeah.
Which...
It basically it counts as unnecessary waste, breach of fiduciary, and unjust enrichment. It enriches Bobby Kotick, entrenches him in a position of power with no interest, with no benefit to the company for doing so.
That's where it falls down. By saying there's no benefit to the company and suing on those grounds, if they can even show the slightest benefit, this is thrown out. And the share price went up quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which
he also cites conflict of interest on the Activision board members that voted on this, in the grounds that they were their positions at Vivendi were saved as a result.
Yeah.
And it's a net detriment to holders of the company's stock, because while there is a short-term increase, it's going to be a long-term negative. And he's asking for the purchase order to be rescinded.
The problem is you got to understand this from his point of view. The bigwigs that had some power now have all the power.
Yep.
They could override absolutely everything anyone says because of the amount of share they've got of this company.
But that's what happens in all indie games.
Yeah, and then you've got the rest of the guys that were part of Vivendi who have shares in this. Massive conflict of interest there, because they want to sell to get Vivendi out of it, but they get a benefit as well from that. So
and Kotick gets a nice fucking windfall.
Kotick, he's a shrewd businessman.
Yeah.
And that's what...
Which is where they're going to argue the benefit.
Yeah.
In that he's a businessman with the clout and the common sense of a Kotick is no longer being restricted by the powers that be. He is the power that be.
Yeah, which is a scary thought. I mean, that means Guitar Hero's coming back. Call of Duty's going to be twice a year. It's going to be bad times.
Actually, it wouldn't surprise me to see Guitar Hero come back.
I hope it does. I still play it.
Yeah.
I just want it back as a standalone piece of merchandise.
Well, yeah.
Stop giving me a console. I don't need high def. I don't need anything. I just need little things coming down the screen and hitting that bar. Anything else beyond that is a waste. It works fine on the Wii. The Wii was shite compared to everything else in terms of graphics.
Yeah.
But it worked. Right, rant over. Sorry, carry on.
So we've had our Kotick rant. So I think that's a suitable time for a song.
Yeah. I can't drink that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just try a bit of that.
Did that just smack you in the teeth?
Oh, that has got a weird taste to it. Is it just me, or is that a bit odd?
That's very fruity.
It went up my nose. Jesus.
Yeah.
Is there any of these left?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might need one.
You're drinking the rest of that? No, the first... All of them. The first mouthful has been...
Hits you in the face, doesn't it?
And the rest of it is just... Yeah.
Pretty much when I get to there, I get one of these. When I get to there, I get one of these. When I get to there, I get the last one. It's my reward.
Okay. Alright, and that track was Pirate Manners by... Holy yeah!
I'm going blind.
HardKnott Brewery. If
Where
anybody...
the fuck did you get these from?
The farm shop at the motorway services on the M62.
Oh dear. If I can't see tomorrow, it's been
Which
lovely.
one is it? T-Base Services on the M62.
Right.
It's got a proper farm shop at the back of it, and these were the ones that caught my eye, mainly because of the cuboid and its 8.0%, but then the fact that Cold Fusion's a 4.4, Dark Energy's a 4.9.
I've got a 5.8.
5.8 down there.
Well, a 5.8 IPA as well, which I thought IPAs were usually quite light.
Yeah.
Which this is
Well,
not.
I shall be contacting the HardKnott Brewery to see if they want to permanently sponsor the show.
I'm going cross-eyed. This is strong. Anyway.
Back to the news, and we've covered Blizzard and we've covered Xbox, so...
It's better after a few sips.
Shall we go on to our weekly Wii U bashing?
Yeah. It's got to be done, unfortunately. We've kind of come to the realisation now. The Wii U is one of these kind of... It was a nice idea, and it's all right to try and push the boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
But Nintendo in this one didn't push the boundaries.
They didn't push them far enough.
I wouldn't say they didn't push them. All they did was they took what everyone hates about mobile gaming and made it into a console. They put sticks on a touchscreen.
No, what they didn't push it far enough. The screen,
It's weak.
the fact that it's the wrong type of touchscreen.
Yep.
No dual touch.
No gestures, nothing.
No dual touch, no gestures, nothing. The fact that they didn't back it up with games right out the door. They should have waited 6 months. Even if they launched it now.
And released it with...
If they released it this month
Pikmin.
with Pikmin, with Mario Kart, with Zelda.
Yeah.
Those three. Fuck the rest of the games. Anything else that's come out for the Wii U, those 3 games alone, you'd have fucking flown out the door. Despite the fact that the PS3 and PS4 and Xbox is months away.
Yeah. But they didn't.
They didn't. They pushed it out too early.
They've not sold enough.
No.
It's slowing down in sales quite drastically.
Yeah.
It's not doing what was the Nintendo... Actually, the Nintendo curve is backwards, isn't it?
Yeah.
It starts like this and then kind of peters and then starts to build. It's
in its slow down curve before its growth, but it's not going to have the growth that any of the other
I always
Nintendo...
forget Nintendo works differently to everyone else. But I don't know if that's going to hold true for this one because I think people are getting a bit. I don't think
it will.
Well, the Wii
like
left
we
a
said,
sour taste.
The Wii didn't. Everybody loved the Wii.
Everyone loved it, but then all they did was watch Netflix on it. Nobody bought games.
Yeah, but that still keeps Nintendo afloat.
Fair point. I think that's.
And
the
I
issue.
really think, as I said last week, the single easiest way to resurrect that console is a DS emulator.
Yeah.
A DS adapter.
Job done.
Plug your cartridge in. Suddenly you have DS games on your Wii U. You have Pokemon on a 50-inch screen.
You know what I prefer?
What?
Pokemon on a little screen. Because you can take it with you and pretend it's a real-life Pokedex. Yes, I'm a child, I know.
But I don't own a DS. I own a Wii U.
Fair enough.
And
then why would you buy a DS game? Because it's Pokemon on a 50-inch screen, right?
I didn't even need
I
to...
don't know why I even asked.
Mario...
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, and I love the idea, because the GameCube had the little adapter, didn't it?
Yeah,
so
the GameCube had the adapter. The Wii didn't, but it had GameCube.
GameCube compatibility.
GameCube compatibility.
But I remember I think it's Pokemon Stadium for GameCube or N64.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was. I think it was GameCube.
Yeah.
Either way, you could plug it in and play. I don't even think it was that. Is it Super Nintendo?
It was 64.
Was it N64? Well, you could play your current Game Boy game and fight you. That was awesome. That was a cool little. That was like the dual screen idea before it actually existed, and I love that.
Yeah, the Wii U is not likely to see a price drop anytime soon because they're still selling the console at a loss, or more precisely, they're not selling the console, but the ones that they are selling are loss leading.
I love the fact they can say, guys, good news, we're not selling the console at a loss. What's the bad news? We're not selling consoles.
And that's basically...
It's great how you can spin these things.
That's basically why the Wii U is not likely to see a price cut anytime soon, because they've already dropped it as far as they can.
Yeah.
Now, last week there was also, I think it was IDOS, high up, said Nintendo should go third party and just start making its games available for...
The Sega route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just start making its IPs available on other platforms. Make it Xbox, make it PS4, make it PC. And shockingly, Iwata came out and answered this one. He didn't have to. There was no reason.
He doesn't often, does he? That's the thing.
He doesn't often chime in on things like this. But this time he has. And it's interesting to see that he has. Because he stepped forward and gone, yes, I acknowledge and I agree. If we suddenly started releasing our games on Xbox and on Microsoft and Sony platforms, we would make a lot of money. However, I'm not in it for the quick profit. I'm in it for the longevity of the company. And if we did that, we would erode the company to the point where it would just become unviable. And short term, we'd see the boost, and long term, it's just not a good idea. So we're not going to do it.
I wonder where Nintendo could go, though, because currently... Sorry. They're quite expensive as a console.
Yeah.
The hardware doesn't match up to new gen.
Yeah.
That's a moot point to me and you.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will get hung up on
Oh,
that.
yeah, I know.
The games are the redeeming factor, but there's not enough of them.
They haven't got them out yet. That's the problem.
No. There's not enough games, so they're going to have slow sales. The reason the Wii did so well was, first of all, how cheap was the Wii when it came out? It was 180 quid.
Yeah.
And it was cheaper elsewhere. I mean, it was cheap here, but it was cheaper
elsewhere.
That's
it. They launched too high. We've been through all this many times. But I agree with Iwata. Nintendo, yes, they would see a short-term increase as a result of going Xbox and PS4. But the problem is, they'd then be competing in the Xbox and PS4 marketplace, which means they'd have to start churning their content at a much faster rate. Which comes to the detriment of quality, and then all you have to do is look at Sega, who are now powering back and focusing on
PC, aren't they?
On PC and Wii U.
Yeah, which, let's be honest, of the two markets to go for, come on, the Wii U is the smallest out of any console.
But where are you going to find a more condensed set of Sega fanboys?
Yeah, fair point. They just jumped ship, didn't they, when Sega went down? I find it an awkward one because Nintendo have, obviously, we know they make awesome games. We know that they have this kind of propensity to go beyond current generations. So they do things a bit daft. Like the Famicom had a microphone in it.
Yeah.
That's the NES era.
Yeah.
Had a microphone in the controller. And that didn't come back until the DS. So you can see they are very ahead of their time with their ideas and how they work. But
I really am looking forward. The thing I'm still holding out hope on is that once the PS4 and the Xbox One are out, and they start trying to push developers down the idea of developing for that second screen, that a few of them will start just slipping back into the Wii U marketplace.
You know what your problem is, though? Your mass market. I know we like to claim that we're gamers. Woo! Neither of us would call ourselves hardcore gamers anymore. The people that do call themselves hardcore gamers, unfortunately, play COD.
Yeah, they won't use. That's
the 50 Shades of Grey of games.
Yeah,
that's not good.
But the point is that Sony and Microsoft also want to push this off-screen play aspect, and if they're pushing the developers to do it, and the developers know, well, our Xbox and PS4 players aren't going to fucking use it, so we'll develop it for the Wii U where the players will actually use it,
port it across,
and then bring it back that way. Which means that aspect of the gameplay will be best played on the console that has the tip.
It would.
That's my hope. I don't really think that's going to happen, but I can dream.
That's it. We hit the boundary there of hardware, don't we? Because they have to power back everything. And I imagine PlayStation and Xbox are going to have a similar kind of developing platform because the hardware is similar. I realise it's probably more software that's going to dictate how it works, but
I think for at least some developers, that's what's going to happen. That they'll think, well, we've got to develop for this second screen anyway. So our argument for not having anything to do with that second screen is not really valid for not developing for the Wii U.
They should make a game where you fire fireworks off the screen. And...
Will you fuck off with Big Bang Mini?
I'm going to use that as a joke every time we talk about dual screens. That's the most awful game I've ever come across. Sorry, not awful. Nope, don't have a synonym. Awful. It was just awful. You had to fire fireworks off of a screen by going...
No. Oh, do you want to... Here's how you sum up how bad this game was. You were giving it a review. You stopped playing and gave it to me.
Yeah.
I tried to play it for review.
I like the fact we both use bullshit excuses as well. I don't think it's my genre. You have a go.
I tried playing it. Couldn't get it. Couldn't tolerate more than half an hour of it. I gave it to the missus. She managed an hour.
She did better than
At which point, I took the notes that she would give me from an hour, found a few other reviews online.
Games reviews. So accurate.
And managed to work out that, the few notes that I'd made and the few notes that the missus had given me pretty much matched up with exactly what everybody else was doing. So either they didn't play it either.
I think everyone's review was, it's fucking fireworks.
Or the game was that shit that you could sum it up in an hour.
Yeah. There was only one game worse thing that we had to review, and that was Damnation, wasn't it? Which we don't speak of that one.
No, not anymore.
We try and avoid it. So, where were we? The Wii U's a failure.
Wii U's a failure. Iwata said the Nintendo games are not going on other platforms, and I agree you shouldn't do that. Yep. And Mario Kart has saved lives.
It has, so Nintendo...
Well, we didn't actually tell this story. I just kind of threw it in there.
It's kind of like a shit sandwich, but we've done it the wrong way around. It's two negatives and a positive.
Well, we're putting the positive at the end to hide the things that have gone bad.
Fair enough, go on then.
So basically, what happened this week is a kid was in the car and his auntie was driving and she passed out. Oh, sorry, his grandma. She passed out. And at that point, he had to make a snap decision. What to do? Because they were going 60 miles an hour. So what he did was he grabbed the steering wheel and steered them off the road onto the grass verge. And when he was asked for why he thought to do that, his answer was, I'm pretty good at go-kart driving. I spend a lot of time playing Mario Kart, and I know that when you go on the grass, it slows the vehicle down. So basically, he'd learnt the physics of driving on grass from Mario Kart.
He went into a muddy ditch, didn't he?
And basically managed to save the life of everyone in that car.
Yeah. Am I the only one? I don't know if I'm weird in this, but as a kid, did you ever have dreams of that happening and what you would do in that situation?
No.
Ah.
You're weird.
I did. I imagined what would happen. This is how my brain works. I like to think of it. You know how some people are overly cautious in life?
Yeah.
I've always been one of those people. And my brain as a kid literally went, if they were to fall asleep at the wheel right now, I would have to grab that wheel, try and hit the brake. If I can't get the brake, pull on the handbrake and hope for God I can stop. And that's what went through my head driving in a car with anyone. It's no wonder I was fucked up as a child.
You...
But I would never think of going into a grass verge, funnily enough. I would think, probably, there's no one else on the road. Handbrake. Yeah. I'm actually worried now that
I'm quite impressed that Mario Kart's not the most realistic game, but it's given you that much of a enough physics in the game.
If it'd have been great if he kind of hopped and then turned. Just tried to...
That's taking it a bit.
Just me?
It's not a go-kart, it was a car. You can only hop go-karts.
I can't. I've hit people and jumped, but that's about it.
Fair enough.
Also, you get banned for that.
Zynga have completely shut down Oh My God Pop now. The studio was shut down a while back and the website's now defunct.
Are we blaming Don Matrick for this, or...?
No, because they shut down the studio before Matrick took over. And it only makes sense to shut down the website eventually.
What gets me is why they even took on the studio in the first place.
Because it was doing well and the guy that ran Oh My God Pop was a fucking genius.
It really was. I mean, Zynga got this so unbelievably wrong.
Yeah.
Especially because they saw Draw Something as their next Angry Birds, didn't they?
Yeah.
But the problem is they didn't analyse it, because Angry Birds has personality and characters.
Angry Bird has personality, has an instant refreshable... Basically, look at how many variations there are of Angry Birds now. Now, moment...
Right. I'm sorry, I've got to interrupt you. Do you know there is real-life Angry Birds? I could rent for my wedding a massive catapult and an actual Angry Birds set that you have to fire it at. I want to, but I don't have thousands of pounds. But how awesome would that be? Real life Angry Birds. It's all set up and you have to fire a bird at pigs.
Fuck hiring it. Get me a welder, I'll make you it.
Deal. I want Angry Birds.
Make me a welder.
The birds aren't going to be made of metal, are they? Because a metal bird.
No. Just the catapult and the things we're firing at.
Right.
Maybe make the firing. Maybe make the buildings out of logs. But
yeah.
But basically, all you need is a TIG welder and some cross iron so that you can make some tubes, and then some surgical elastic.
Oh man, I've actually got a water bomb catapult, which is a 3-man job. Two people hold it, one person pulls back. I imagine we just put a bird in there.
Yeah.
Not a real one. Maybe a real one. And fire it at pigs.
Only for the super evil.
That'd be amusing. It'd be good. So, animal cruelty aside, what else have we got?
Sony are rumoured to be releasing a PS4 Vita bundle.
Yeah.
And the rumour is it's only going to be $500.
It's annoying and awesome at the same time.
Yes.
Because I'm sure, like me, you have your pre-order
Yes.
done. Which means if, for example, if this did get released, you would have to cancel your pre-order, which is probably quite high up the queue,
Yes.
and then order another one and hope that you get it, which is probably unlikely.
I pre-ordered through Amazon.
Yeah, likewise.
I've got a feeling that if this came about, it'd be via Amazon. And I imagine they would allow you to upgrade.
That would be cool.
I imagine a phone call to customer service and your pre-order could be swapped.
Fair point. I'm hoping they actually do keep it in queue order, so whoever ordered first, because I ordered it the night of the announcement.
Yeah. Mine was about a week later.
Yeah, knowing that I could upgrade at any time. If I wanted to stop it, I could. And I didn't want to stop it, but there's that bit in the back of my head now, which I'm sure has been through everyone's head. When it turns up, if it's on release day, will I play it or will I sell it? Because it's Christmas time and it will sell for more than it's worth.
I'll keep it. This
is the frustrating thing with consoles. It gives you a moral dilemma. Some people go in purposely to buy 6.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm not happy with. I think they're the reason that people aren't getting them.
Yeah.
Which is really annoying. But if you buy one and you decide, you know what, I can wait, is it immoral to sell it for more?
No.
I never quite...
No. If you've only bought one and you're not in it for profiteering...
Well, no, clearly I would be at that point. I'd be there for a profit, but I wasn't intentionally there for a profit. So, immoral grey area.
The question, the real answer to this question, it comes in one thing: are you going to have a PS4 sat in front of you, and not want to play it.
Fair point.
Just think about this logically. Yeah, you're going to have a PS4 sat there with a game and go, yeah.
At Christmas, all of the family's coming back, so I think I need some way to escape that. So I think a PS4 is probably in order, isn't it? And I won't get one before Christmas otherwise, so... Yeah, I'll keep it.
Yeah.
Right. EverQuest. Go nuts.
Yeah. Go get me a beer while I start this.
Yeah, you carry on, I'll go get
EverQuest Next has been in development for quite some time, and they've been a bit quiet about what exactly it is. Now, there have been rumours popping out that it was going to be more stylised, all kinds of interesting things. And they had their big announcement this week, and they took their first look at EverQuest Next, and my fucking word, this thing has the... EverQuest destroyed my my late teens.
Yeah.
It was the
I
thing
can put
that...
this into non-MMO context. I don't play MMOs, and I think this looks awesome.
Yeah. Now, some of the things they announced... Where's my bottle opener? Some of the things they announced for EverQuest Next it's a normal MMO, so all the usual MMO stuff, guilds and all that lot, and quests. And...
It's a given now, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to get all that stuff.
But being that Sony have got so many years of experience, they know what's missing. And it seems that they are simply adding everything that's missing from MMOs.
It sounds like they're doing, because World of Warcraft was the perfect storm.
Yeah.
It was the first one that got everything that was currently missing.
Yeah.
That people could dream of at the time, put it into a game and shipped it. And that did well. EverQuest, by the looks of this, sounds to be doing the same thing. It's taken current MMOs, it's added all the bits that people say it would be nice if.
Yeah.
Put it into a game, and I think they're hoping for the same perfect storm. They're trying to go for that.
I reckon if they pull off the majority of the stuff, that they... Right, the first thing that they announced is... They announced 4 pillars, 4 things that were missing from MMOs. The first one is the speed at which your character becomes stale.
Yep.
So you start your character as one class from the 8 to choose from. Now, in EverQuest Next, you won't stay as that class.
Right.
Your class choice is just a choice. Along the lines, you can pick up other classes. So
kind of as you evolve, your character class merges and changes.
As you play the game, your character class evolves and changes based on the decisions and the quests you take. And there are only 8 in the selection for your character creation, but there are 40 classes in the game. And once you've got the classes, it's not a single thing. You can pick skills from any class you've got, so you can create your own super class. Your own customised class from picking and...
So you could be a tank healer.
Yes.
Because that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Right? You can heal yourself. I'm
yeah.
guessing most MMOs.
Yeah. But they've also said they're designing the game around getting rid of that particular branch of the Trinity. The tank is no longer the be all and end all.
It was the one that never made any sense, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of classes, I never understood why you would have it. Why in any
no,
world
there'll still be an aspect where you'll need a tank, but they plan to try and limit its impact on the game.
Yeah.
So that people can just get on with dungeons. No, oh shit, we haven't got a tank. It's more a case of, well, let's get on with it then.
Well, it always seemed to ruin it, didn't it? Because it put all the pressure on that one person.
Yeah, your tank...
And literally, they just walk in and butcher everything.
If your tank's bad, you're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
It's similarly, if your healer's not bad, your tank's going to die. So you're not getting anywhere. If your healer's just got to keep people alive randomly, and doesn't have to focus on a tank...
Yeah.
You've got more chance.
You've got a more balanced game as well.
And with the class system the way it's designed, or said to be designed, where you've got multiple classes and multiple combinations from those classes. Yeah. So you could be a wizard healer, and you could be nuke, and then when shit's hitting the fan, get everybody health back up, and that's a unified thing.
That's the one that I never understood. You could have somebody... I've come. I don't know if this applies to all games. I've come across games where you have magic but you couldn't heal.
Yeah.
I've never understood that. If you have magic and healing is a form of magic, why can that not heal people?
Yeah. So basically, all of the classes in the game. So as you're progressing your character will actually progress. You will gain new classes, new skills all the time. Even once you've hit. Well, I don't know if they've got levels, but it's just.
So it's. I'm sorry to do this, but I've got to put it into terms I understand. Now, I played Final Fantasy X.
Yes.
That's probably the closest I've come to an MMO ever in my life.
Yeah.
And the character progression in that, literally, you had those weird kind of
You had the spirals, the gem trees, and I can't remember what they were called.
Well, yeah, you had this weird kind of thing. You could move up and round, and you could unlock random bits all over the place. You didn't have to go one route and one route. It was random bits. So I'm guessing it's that kind of system.
It's something along those lines, and that's what they were hinting at.
So if you wanted to be somebody with
awesome
attack skill...
If you're willing to put in the hours, you can unlock everything. So it's going into the Eve territory, where everything's there for you to take, but the effort involved in getting everything is possibly
it's just
immense.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
So that's
so
step one.
We could end up with the South Park World of Warcraft moment then.
Yeah.
Some guy comes in and goes, "Doom, everyone's dead."
Not quite, but yeah.
I can dream, right?
Yeah.
Somebody that's maximum everything and just goes, all dead, healed.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
So that's point one. The second one is AI and the way the characters interact. Now, Sony were working, as far as I was aware, with the Storybricks guys. Now, the Storybricks guys they created this incredible AI engine.
Yeah.
Where basically the AI were taught not how to act, but given.
It's kind of like rough guidance, wasn't it?
Yes,
a set of rules. They were given.
Well, it wasn't rules. It was basically that AI likes this, doesn't like this, and will act based on the scales to how much they're liking what's going on at the minute. So they will like you. So the example he gave in the video was ogres. Ogres don't like cities and guards. They do like quiet country roads where they can occasionally ambush people.
Yeah.
So rather than create an ogre camp at the side of a road, what Next will do is it will spawn ogres, and they will decide where their camp is. They will wander around the world, polling the world until they find the point in the game that is currently matches their happy zone.
Yeah.
And when they've found that area, they'll set up their own camp.
If that area changes?
If that area changes due to, say, some people going into town and alerting the guards, and suddenly guard patrols are going up and down that road, or the players decide to try and take on that people and basically give the ogres a bit too much of a kicking, the ogres will pack up shop and fuck off with their camp and find somewhere else that matches their criteria. So that's
you've got this ever-changing
the world will evolve, but as it was pointed out, it goes a bit more beyond that, because the consequences of your actions in the game also, you don't know what they're going to be. So the reaction of that ogre camp moving out may be that that's made space for something worse to come along. Or the example that they gave is that you go into a forest and start making the forest safe for travellers. Now, it may turn out that what's causing that forest to be wrong is a horde of goblins.
Yeah.
And you may win. You may push those goblins back. And the unknown side effect of that, it could be that just makes the forest safe to journey. But if the number generator decides it, it could be that results in pissing off the Goblin King and the entire hordes of the Goblin army swarming back into that forest and then back over the city that you're in.
And destroying everything.
And wiping it out.
Happy times. This is a game for you, isn't it? Pretty much.
It is. Yeah. Because every action has a consequence. Every action your character takes is tracked, and that will interact into the story brick type system where if I don't know if they didn't say for definite, but I'm going to take a guess here that quests will have multiple options for completion, or you'll have a choice between quests. Yeah, so the way they were hinting at, so you'll have multiple options for quests. So you'll have a crafting daily quest and an attacking daily quest, and I'm foreseeing that certain characters will only give you quests if you're a very peaceful character, or certain characters will only give you quests if you're a very violent character. And that could be really interesting.
But what about environments, Paddy?
Well, no, let's not jump ahead to environments, because we've got
there's another one in between.
The world evolving around you. So you've got your you've got your AI that's evolving and constantly emerging its own mentality around you and your player actions. But the other thing is the world evolves. So they call them rallying cries, which is great. But it'll mean that events are happening around the world constantly. So you'll be sent to a little tented area, which will, depending on how you play it out and how the other players on the server play it out, will become a city. And the ways that city could go up will differ between servers, because if it's a heavy crafting server, then the buildings will get built faster, and the defences won't be as strong. So the defences will be strong, but there'll be more enemy hordes because there's not as many people dealing with them. So it could be that means that once the walls have gone up, the enemy hordes are in that greater number that they just destroy the city again.
So basically what we're going to end up with is, first of all, each server's going to be different.
Each server's going to be different. Every character's going to be different.
Each person that joins the game, depending on where they joined, is going to get a different
world.
Yeah. To the point where somebody could say, back in my day.
Yeah, back in the day when we took on the Dragon Army.
And it's a world. It's a living, breathing world by the sound of it.
So that's a living, breathing world, and when you get to the final stage of the rallying point, as they call it, another one will open up. So basically, there are these dynamic events happening all over the world. So one will be happening and they don't. The thing is, they don't plan on highlighting what's a rallying point. It'll just be that's one thing that's going on. That may be the big thing. It may be blatantly obvious. That's the key thing on this server.
Yeah.
Or it may not. It may because if it's just the start of a rally point, it could just be a little set of quests to go here and see these people. Who knows whether that's going to lead to a trade route being forged with another dimension? Or
I like the thought of kill 20 pigs could result in a city. Just something completely random. Yeah. A giant pig coming down and killing everyone. That may be going a bit extreme.
Well, no, because that's the kind of thing that could spawn.
I like this game.
And then the final bit, the one that you've already alluded to, the fourth thing is the fact that worlds get smashed.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've built, this is the technical one. They have built the entire world and everything in it in a voxel-based system.
To put that into context, anyone that's played Minecraft, each of those cubes, each one of those is a single voxel, pretty much. Yeah, that's how it works. Now imagine making that cube tiny. And now use them to make bigger cubes and bigger areas and bigger masses.
Yeah.
So pretty much everything around you could destroy.
You can smash.
Yeah.
Everything is destructible. The world itself, everything in the world map. So if there's a building in the way and you take a hammer to it and knock its walls down, then them walls will eventually re-heal themselves. But it's destroyable. So if you're in a battlefield and there's a bridge in the way, you can wait for the wave of troops to happen and smash the bridge. They can no longer go that way, so they've got to go the long way around, and you can pick them off from a range. This is going to make PvP battles incredibly complex.
It's going to be more strategic, isn't it? There's going to be a bit more to it.
So what you've got to think is, putting it in your terms, Battlefield 3.
Take the higher ground, snipe down at them.
Yeah.
It's pretty much that concept, isn't it? You can cut off routes to you and then use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
But I imagine likewise they could probably do the same.
Exactly. So, well, I was assuming that Battlefield 3 is the one where you can knock holes in walls.
Yeah.
So you could be...
For Battlefield 4, you destroy entire buildings.
Okay, Battlefield. I'm sticking with Battlefield 3. So you've got yourself a good sniper point, but you can't see that area of the map. Get the rocket launcher out, blow out that wall, and now you can see that side of the map.
Yes. Slight problem. Snipers don't carry rocket launchers, but you get your mates to do it, so it's fine. There's also the thing, if they can see you, you can see them. Yeah, it's bad times. But if you go on the Battlefield 4 concept, I know it doesn't go to this extent. I wish it would, because I'm still waiting for a game to do this properly. Battlefield 4's the first to kind of do it, but don't like that skyscraper? Beep. Entire thing. You can destroy an entire skyscraper with people in it.
Yeah.
And games are slowly moving more towards that dynamic of whatever's there, blow it up. Which is nice.
That's what's happening in EverQuest. Now, they've built the game world as layers as well.
Yeah.
So you can be on the top level, you can be on the open ground, and if you do enough destruction, there'll be ways into the lower level. But if you do enough destruction, you will actually drop through the crust and fall into the next layer.
This to me sounds a lot like Red Faction, the original.
Yeah.
Only reason I say that is I used to use a rocket launcher like it was a pickaxe.
Yeah.
And you'd tunnel all over the place. It's that kind of idea, isn't it? You just keep going until you get to something interesting.
Yeah, so they've said that if a player really wants to go exploring, they can just go out there and start digging holes in the ground. They don't have to do the quests or trigger the events that will cause earthquakes that open these things up. These things.
They've made realistic Minecraft.
Yeah.
They've taken Minecraft and everything awesome about it.
This is the next part. The fact that as a result of this being all voxel based, they have announced a second game that will come before EverQuest Next, and it's called EverQuest Next Landmark.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And it is literally, you will walk into the game and you will be given a claim flag. You plant the claim flag in an area you like, and that's your area. You can build whatever the fuck you like.
What they're claiming, what they're doing here is they're making a more realistic Minecraft.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But
a more powerful, more tooled Minecraft. And
the cynics amongst us would say if you put 1,000 monkeys at 1,000 typewriters, you will end up with Shakespeare. And I feel like they're going to use what people make, and they've already said, it could appear in game. This is a genius way, because people like creating things, of getting a lot of artwork created for free. Well,
this is... No, because the current EverQuest 2, I think it's EverQuest 2, has the store system. So you can... The crafter's store. Yeah. So you can create something and then put it on the store, and you make money from it selling it to other players. And this will happen with EverQuest Next. So if you create a brilliant tower model with brilliant graphics and all that lot, EverQuest themselves might use it, but if it's in the player store, they've got to buy it from the player store.
Yeah.
And pay the commission on that.
And every time it gets used.
You get a little cut. So if somebody creates another building that uses your building as an element of it, then you'll get a cut of the commission from that next sale.
So if I built a tower and somebody used that tower 4 times in a castle, and it made up 50% of the castle, I would get 50% of the money. It's pretty awesome, to be honest.
Yeah.
But again, it's that whole thing of they're getting everyone else to make their content, and it's genius.
But user-driven content. Look at Little Big Planet.
Exactly.
It
works a treat. If we ignore Spore, pretty much any game that's done user-driven content has been a success.
No, don't ignore Spore, because
it's full of penises.
So is
cock everywhere.
So does every game with user-generated. Even games without user-generated content. If you look hard enough, you will find cock. Warcraft, first-person Warcraft, playing it this week. Looked at a map of Darnassus and realised that god, the Darnassus is down here, and that's the balls, and then there's the run where all the quests are done, and it just looks like a giant upside down cock.
Yeah. Ah, well. But the world is full of cocks. I think that's what we're getting at here. And this is going to be no different. I foresee the first thing for sale in EverQuest is going to be a giant rock penis. Somebody will make a cock and balls because I've already been told you can make perfect spheres. Oh. They've emphasised, they showed a Minecraft example versus their example.
Yeah.
And literally, their example is a sphere, Minecraft is that jaggedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell the difference. But somebody's
Basically,
going to put two of those
they've
there,
got
a shaft and another one on top.
They've got 4 times AA.
Exactly, yeah. They've got anti-aliasing, they have smooth surfaces. So, cock and balls on the way. I'm predicting it now.
I'm going to say players will be a bit more subtle than that. There will be towers with little toilet huts next to them.
Yeah. No, I foresee you're actually going to get a cock and balls.
That will get booted out of the store by the community service.
I foresee somebody going to the extent as well of properly crafting it. Not just a ball, 2 balls, and a shaft. I think somebody is actually going to do like lips and ridges and everything. I think somebody's going to go to the effort.
I reckon they will, but I don't.
And they'll call it a tower.
I don't think it'll get onto the store. Anyway, but that's EverQuest Next really, really excites me. I'm sure you can tell this, but the fact that it's actually enticed him.
Yeah, that's saying something, isn't it? Because I don't usually get involved in them.
Those 4 things are not specific to MMOs.
No, they're just gaming in general, aren't
they? They are gaming in general.
Yeah.
But if an MMO can lead the way on those things, then you know you've pushed that technology as far as it needs to go for any game.
I think we need to start dropping. I know MMO is the industry term, but I feel like that needs to be dropped.
Yes.
I think it just needs to be multiplayer RPG.
Yeah.
Because that's what these games are. It's more an RPG than it is massively multiplayer.
Yeah. No, I agree. But if you got a 2 million player game that's pushed that technology and that technology is capable of handling 2 million players, then there is absolutely no.
Yeah, but those 2 million will never meet. That World of Warcraft, you got 7 million.
That's not the point I'm getting at.
Sorry.
So if it can handle the calculations required for all the options of those 2 million players, then there is absolutely no reason whatsoever why a single or a 4-player game cannot have that level of detail.
The idea is what every gamer wants is to be able to play a game and then play it again and not have the same game.
Yeah.
And that is what this is promising.
Because so your second playthrough of that game can be powered by the decisions that you made in the first.
And by what somebody at the other side of the globe makes. It doesn't matter who's making it as long as it's different.
It actually feeds into what I always wanted to do with an episodic game. And that would be that the decisions made by the players who played the first episode would actually craft the second episode. Yeah. So if you've got AI that can learn.
For some reason, I've got it's not Divergence. There was a game that wanted to do that.
There was a game that was going to do that, but they never actually launched. Yeah. And it was a French company, and I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah, but that was a cool idea.
It was a cool idea, but I think this technology, the Story Bricks-like technology here...
It's closer to it, isn't it? It's getting there.
This is not having to write a different game based on the outcome of the first game. This is the game itself.
It writes itself.
It writes some of the AI itself. So your decision to take out that null camp in Story 1 could mean that you don't have to deal with a null camp in Story 2.
Yeah. It's kind of like a strategy game at that point, isn't it? Because it's actually what you do at the beginning. So you build defences or you go and attack or...
Yeah.
will massively dictate how things evolve. That I feel like a little kid, but it does excite me a little bit, the fact that games are starting to mature a bit.
Even you think about it, if you do the episodic thing, and we'll go with that null camp because I've now got it in my head.
Okay.
So if you put a supposed time gap between the two episodes, so episode 1 takes stories years 1 to 3, and then episode 2 picks up at year 7. Now, in that gap, if you've taken out the null camp in Story 1, then it's all well and good. The null camp's gone in Story 2. But in 4 years, that camp could have got fucking massive if you hadn't taken it out.
Yeah.
And could really dictate how the rest of the game plays out.
Well, that's it. The simple matter of the fact is, I mean, I said last week...
Gnolls are randy bastards. They'll breed like fuckers.
Well, I said last week, I played Last of Us, I finished it. It's the first game I've gone back and played. I got bored.
Yeah.
I knew where everything was. I got sick of it, and you do. You don't want to play the same game twice.
No.
Unless it is absolutely compelling. But when it's a story-driven game, once you've done that story, it's like reading a book for the second time.
Yeah, that's it. Everything is going down the realms of being story-driven.
Yeah.
And then this is a way that story can evolve.
Story is just part of the code, isn't it? It's something that
The
isn't
story
necessarily
writing,
written.
the story has elements that are written and guided
Yeah.
and scripted, but the world around that story, the outlying part of that story, writes itself.
It's kind of got markers, hasn't it, along the way,
And
everything
depending-
else
and
nearby.
And the story kind of changes itself, because obviously the city example that we gave with the world changing.
Yeah.
There's multiple outcomes for that city being built. If the goblins attack too early because there's not enough troops defending them off, then they will stop building wooden walls for the city and start building stone walls for the city, which means they'll start building a quarry to make the stone, which could lead to them breaking into a dungeon in the realm below and causing monsters to come up from below. And all these things are possible outcomes.
I can't wait to see what they do with it. I really can't wait, and that's saying something.
I'm
for me.
hoping they can. If they can even get a fraction of what they've claimed out of this, then this is going to be something spectacular.
Yeah. I think we're about done because we've rambled a lot on very few stories.
I know.
So we've got a few extra.
I want
little bits,
EverQuest
haven't we?
Next. Somebody give me a beta access.
Yeah, well,
Now.
that's nicely. We've got a few extra little bits.
Our extra time stuff, our usual video stuff. Kingdom Hearts 1.5 trailer shows the difference between HD and non-HD, and it's big.
So yeah, they made it shiny.
The Arkham Origins Collector's Edition.
It looks as good as the last collector's
I
edition.
don't want to pay 80 quid for another statue, but I do want to
Which
pay
means
80 quid for another
Paddy
statue.
is going to pay 80 quid for another statue.
I'm not paying 80 quid, I'm not.
He is.
I'm not. I'll buy it on eBay 2 years later.
I don't know what this next one is, but it's something about Link's Master Sword. You're going to have to elaborate because I haven't seen this video.
This is what's it called? Master Armsmith or something.
Swordsmith.
YouTube video where a man at arms, blacksmith, and he goes around making weapons. He's a master blacksmith with years of experience making proper weapons and weapons for films, and he's had a YouTube series now recreating all kinds of weapons from films and games, and he's finally done the Master Sword from
Nice.
Legend of Zelda. He's previously done the Power Sword from He-Man. He's done Wolverine's Claws. He's done
All the classics.
what was the other one he did?
I think we covered one previously.
Hit Girl's Snappable
Yeah,
Blade from
kick-ass.
Kick-Ass.
Yeah. He's...
Minecraft.
I can
He made
see-
the Minecraft
I can
sword.
see a picture there. That
Yeah.
looks pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, he made the Minecraft sword as well.
I hate people with talents. I mean, that's just...
New video from Sonic Lost Worlds, and it's looking very good. And a link to a site where you can start creating your Saints Row 4 character now.
Which Saints Row, I mean, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but there is a Saints Row collector's edition worth £1 million. Sorry, $1 million. And for that, I mean, it's the most ridiculous collector's edition. You get first class flights to Abu Dhabi and Washington thrown in with that price. You get, I think it was a week at the top of the, the tallest building. I forget what it's called.
Yeah.
In Dubai. You get a week at a Washington hotel, very posh one. You get plastic surgery. You get a Lamborghini Gallardo thrown in there.
Yeah.
You get insurance on that. You get a Toyota Prius and insurance thrown in. It's the most ridiculous thing. It's literally just a bunch of expensive things and nothing more. Oh, Virgin Galactic flight, so you get to go into space.
Here we go. Saints Row 4 Commander-in-Chief Edition, Virgin Galactic Space Flight, full-size replica of the dubstep gun, plastic surgery, personal shopper, 7 nights, the top suite of the
Burj Al Arab.
Dubai Hotel, first-class flights to Washington, D.C. and Dubai, Lamborghini Gallardo, a Toyota Prius and a year's insurance.
capsule wardrobe, spy training day, and hostage rescue experience.
And a year's supercar membership.
I mean, come on, this is just ridiculous. Anyone with £1 million already has all those things. I mean, if you got £1 million,
You wouldn't have a Gallardo.
why wouldn't you?
They're about 1.6.
No, they're not. The Gallardo's the cheap one. A couple of 100,000.
How do you spell it?
Gallardo. Isn't Gallardo? We were discussing this at work today, and we couldn't figure out if it's worth more separately than it is kind of the total cost. But they're not that expensive. It's not one of their limited editions. It's one of their posh models, but I would guess 300,000-400,000 tops.
There's no prices. Where are the prices?
That's always a good sign, isn't it? Just Google buy Gallardo. Oh, there you go. Base price 200,000.
Is the base price.
That's nothing.
Nobody's going to buy it at base. But yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe not.
Either way, all of that comes close to $1 million. But probably
Virgin
not.
Galactic.
Yes. Now that's what 300,000. I'll tell you what. We should play the. Is it? What's the game? Bruce's Price is Right. I'd be good at that. We're gonna say 300,000. 300,000.
Doesn't tell you.
If you have to ask, Paddy,
Fuck off. I want
it's too
I
expensive.
want a price.
I don't think you're gonna get a price. What?
I seem to have tagged. I seem to have been detected on my PC as move using a tablet.
I think now's a good time to just say, either way, it's a ridiculous thing. If you got £1 million, buy it, because
Just fuck
you
it.
would be the guy that bought the one Saints Row £1 million.
Yeah,
edition.
you could actually make enough money back selling your story to the local
So,
tabloids.
why did you buy this? Well,
Well,
I'm an idiot.
why the fuck not? I've got the dildo.
I fancy some new plastic surgery, and yeah, I thought I'd pay £1 million for it. That's the bit that gets me as well. Plastic surgery. It doesn't say how much or how little.
Yeah.
I mean,
What would you have done?
Or do you even have a choice? Do you say, here's your £1 million, and they just inject you and then you wake up with tits?
I'm not sure I'd
I'd
complain.
never get out of the shower, right? But seriously,
And I'm not sure it
I
comes
don't
from
know how much
injection.
this is. I don't know how much this is worth. That's the thing. Gallardo 200,000. I would guess space flight about 300,000. That's 500,000 to start with. First class flights is what, 10 grand tops. I don't think you can ever get close.
No, it depends because they give you the Gallardo, but they don't say the insurance is for the Gallardo.
Yeah, I know. You only get insurance for the Prius. It's like them going.
Could you imagine
"You're on your own, mate."
trying to insure that fucker?
They probably can't for half the people that would be interested. But the spy training day, that sounds awesome.
The hostage rescue doesn't.
As long as I could do spy training first and then hostage rescue, because then you could infiltrate the terrible people who are holding people hostage. Yeah, I'm one of you guys. Bang, bang, dead. Save the hostages.
Right, anyway, let's call it there. So,
Yeah.
all the sign out things. So, like, favourite, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You're on it because you're watching the video. Hello.
You can find us on Twitter. I'm D_Gow. He's DrunkenGamer. And there's also 8-Bit Alliance.
Yes.
Yeah, and we have a website, 8bitalliance.com. The YouTube is 8bitalliance.com/YouTube. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Oh, Facebook.
Facebook
close.
is /Drinky Talky thingy.
Yeah. So nice to see you all.
And we will see you next week.
Yeah.
Where's the stop button? Stop!